In the critiques of Trump, you keep hearing people refer to him as an authoritarian and also being a fascist. What makes you a fascist is how you attempt to achieve your authoritarian goals. The problem with fascism is that it's a slippery term, and even historian Ian Kershaw said that trying to define fascism is like trying to nail jelly on a wall. But that doesn't mean there isn't a such thing called fascism. And there are certain elements of it that basically all historians and all political scientists can more or less agree with. This is by looking at the various regimes in history that we've said have been fascist. And I won't be just talking about Trump. When I say Trump, I'm actually talking about the current Republican Party, at least the ones that have a close relationship with Trump. The ones that you can explicitly see are in support of Trump's agenda. All fascists have to have enemies. And this is something that a lot of authoritarians and a lot of even non-authoritarians will do. They'll be like, we have an enemy, and we use that enemy to unite ourselves against. But it's the nature of how you define that enemy. The enemy is an existential threat. The enemy is morally corrupt. The enemy is disgusting. Yet, the enemy is simultaneously a threat to you, but also weaker. Let's find a specific group, trans people. We'll say that trans people are morally corrupt, that they are predators, they are less than, and even in their numbers, they're tiny. But they are still an existential threat to the order of things. Or people who look like me. And by the way, I'm talking about black people. Less than 13% of the population, yet we're taking all these jobs. And I believe in like 35 states, we're like less than 10% of the population, maybe like single digits. Yet we're taking all these jobs. And in the language of Charlie Kirk, we're lurking around trying to harm white people. So we're dumber. We're lazier. We are definitely on average poor, yet we are a threat to the white majority. And if you look at all the other fascist regimes in history, queer people and racial minorities have often been the targets. I say often because then you do have paradoxes like Francisco Franco's regime. Actually, they did single out a racial group. It was the Basque people and the people who spoke Catalan in Spain. They actually suppress the languages and the culture of those regions of Spain. But you also have to target the left-wing groups, the socialists, the labor unions, and the anti-fascists. And I'll end it with this. It's not a point of discussion. It's not a point of debate. Antifa is not a thing. It is a philosophy, which means anti-fascist. And if you had grandparents or great-grandparents who fought in World War II, they were Antifa by default. But this checks because if you're a fascist, you would, of course, be against the anti-fascists.